What is up, guys? It's Juan for Game Stash here with a new video and a new Holy Grail obtained in our private collection. Of course, his name is Giggle E Eyes. He is one of the toughest, rarest plushes ever created and very, very desirable. And I was very, very fortunate to obtain this piece for an amazing offer that I was able to send to the person. He's the only person that wanted to sell it to me, as other people in Japan and people here in US did not want to sell it because he is one of the hardest plushes to obtain. And it took us a year to find. There was one listed, but unfortunately it didn't work out and it sold faster than we were able to get it. So I want to show you guys some other ones that we were able to get that are very, very hard to get in My Pet Monster. Well, if you're collecting the My Pet Monster collection, or we're going for a full set, these are going to be the toughest ones to find. Of course, Giggle E Eyes being the toughest out of the whole set. And I'll show you guys a review of him in a few minutes, but I want to give you guys a quick video on the highlights on these guys. So we have here a European, Mexico released Defensors, pretty much My Pet Monster, pretty much like cousins. So this is him. Very, very cool. We'll make a separate video for these guys in the future. Just want to share him. He will run you about $200 to $300 in the market. And then this is Strongor. He is a smaller version of My Pet Monster, the football. So this is him. He is really, really hard to get now these days. He is a UK exclusive as well. Of course, we'll make a separate video of him. He is fetching a lot now these days, and I was able to obtain it from a UK seller. So that's him. Like I said, these are going to be the toughest ones to get in your collection. Now this one, he is probably the most scarce and the hardest out of the whole My Pet Monster collection to get if you're collecting My Pet Monster. He is a French released My Pet Monster. The lady that had this only had 2 available. I bought both. Other than that, you cannot find them on the market. You have to find it from someone that lives in France or someone that's still able to find these out in the wild. But they don't come up on eBay. They don't come up on the market. This was a private sale through a private seller that was able to obtain these, and I took both. And they're the ones coming in the future. But here he is. It is a My Pet Monster. So as for a regular one, these are not colored in. I'll make a separate video for him soon. He has his original cuffs. It says right there in France, it says Mon Ponte El Monstre. That is a French My Pet Monster. So he is going to be one of the toughest ones, probably your second toughest to find. And of course, the more desirable, very sought after, going up in price is, of course, Beastore. He is a very, very sought after My Pet Monster, very, very desirable. We were able to find 5 out in the wild and score them in the UK also. So yes, he is very, very pricey, and we'll talk in the future about him, but just thought I'd share a quick mention. And of course, our Holy Grail is Giggle E Eyes. Very, very excited to have him in the collection. He is the rarest of them all. So this is one of the creepiest plushes, of course, but very, very satisfying to look at. His eyes giggle, and there's a little small story behind him too. Now he is a cousin of the My Pet Monster, created by the crew that created My Pet Monster, if that makes sense. So the crew that made My Pet Monster created Giggle E Eyes for the market in 1988, and of course it did not do well. They did not sell, and of course became very, very obscure. And I'm not sure if they didn't make many, but there's not too much backstory of how many there were made and all that good stuff. He is very, very sought after. I think in the US, there's probably 6 people that have it. In Japan, there's probably about 10. So I want to say there's probably about 20 that we know of that are in existence, that people are sharing their Giggle E Eyes and their story on their feed, on Instagram, that I've seen. Ugly Giggly Eye monster compared to My Pet Monster, which looks more friendlier than your typical Giggly Eye. So Other than that, he does come in pink and yellow. He was made in 1988. Very, very limited amounts, and very desirable. So let's get to the review and let's check him out. All right, guys. So here we are with our infamous Giggly Eye monster. I'm very, very stoked to show you guys. Now, he does come in a hot pink and a yellow color. The other one looks like a yellow bananish color. Both are very sought after. Other than that, he does come with these really cool claws. They do look like bird shape. They're made out of vinyl. Now, you got to be very careful because they are fragile. If you tend to pull to the left or right, they probably will snap. I've seen these sold without fingers. So I try to be very, very careful. But they're very sturdy. They're very nice plastic. But of course, I still want to be very careful because he is very expensive. Other than that, you can hook him onto a rack, onto nails, anything that has an edge that he can put his fingers onto, he would hang there. I've hanged him with one arm before. I've hanged him with both arms. It's very, very awesome. I'll show you guys some photos in a bit or at the end of the video. Other than that, he does come with 2 sneakers with black and yellow checkers. He does have shoelaces that you can tie on him, which is very badass. And his shoes, which his feet are ripping into the shoes. It does say Shake Me. It says Giggly Eye Monster. Now, it doesn't have a date, but we know that they were released in 1988. And they were very limited. And they didn't sell well, of course. Now, we found this information through the creator of My Pet Monster. He was a part of this team, but was not the creator of it. That was Rick Rising. And, yeah, really, really cool. Other than that, his face, which I'll bring in the close-up right here, looks kind of cool. He has this really cool painted blue on top of his face here. And then his teeth are really cool. They have like this crazy yellow fade to it, like he's been drinking crazy amount of coffee, and his eyes giggle, of course. So if you tap his head just a little bit, his eyes will giggle like crazy. And of course, inside his mouth is painted black, solid black. He is such an amazing toy, really awesome looking, and like I said, very, very desirable. And I think I told you guys it comes in a pink color and a banana yellow color. Both are very sought after. And what makes it very rare? I've told you guys before, low production. They didn't sell well. They stood on bookshelf. They sat in at retail stores, and yeah, there's not really much information. The box is very, very hard to obtain. I've only seen one photo of it, and they've been deleted. I was able to take a screenshot, which I'll show you guys what the box looks like. But other than that, the prices of this guy have skyrocketed. They used to go for $400. The last one sold for $12.50. I've gotten a few recent offers, but like I said, he's not for sale. And I did make a crazy offer to the owner that found this at an antique store 4 years ago for a crazy price. And now he's in our collection. So if you do find one, let me know. I am very, very interested. I'm looking for the yellow one. But if you do have the pink one, I will take it. And maybe I can do an upgrade on this guy, of course. But other than that, he is your rarest toy plush ever created and on the market. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Giggly Eyes. If you guys have any questions, leave the comments down below, or you can reach out to me at my Instagram, Secret Game Stash. And thank you guys again. Thanks for watching.